Good evening and welcome to Blue Dream Love and Wellness. I am so honored to be here with you tonight. And I am very grateful to be showing you this presentation. If it will let me do this, there we go. On detoxification. I'm sure that everybody has been through a detox of one kind or another through their life. Some are pleasant, some are not pleasant, but we're going to talk about both on this. So we know that detoxification actually is a process of cleansing the body of toxins, usually by removing the impurities in the blood, in the liver, and the primary organ of detoxification. Now, per Western medicine, the liver is the only thing that can be regenerated, but we know as holistic practitioners that everything can be regenerated to a point. So one way we can utilize our hands is by just clasping, and remember, the liver lays right underneath that diaphragm on the left side, and you can literally put your hands like this and just massage back and forth and tap it, and that will send ripples through that area of energy that will change the energy of that organ. Now, we can do that to all organs. So remember that the body also eliminates through the kidneys, the colon, the lungs, the lymphatic system, and the skin. When we're working with the kidneys, we need to hydrate well, run those meridians, and there's also some techniques. The colon is where everything gets stuck up. So we know there's the ascending, the transverse, and the descending, and at the corners is where material gets stuck. So if we were to take our hands and go up and around from the right side up, across, and down, we could massage that area and help our elimination process. We can also take a tennis ball and help that elimination process. And also right here on our finger, our index finger, we can massage out. That can help our digestion also. There's so many ways to work with your energies to allow this to actually occur. Now, our lungs, we know it filters everything. There's like 8 or 9 different components to the lungs, but also remember the lungs are filtering everything, and the lungs also carry a lot of grief. So to get rid of that grief, we would go right in here at the neurolymphatics and pull that out. You would literally shake them and pull, and you want to make sure you shake your fingers off because that stuck energy gets stuck on your fingers. And the skin, we know, is the largest eliminatory. So has anybody ever done dry skin brushing? Dave has. Not really. This is just, you can use a brush. They make special brushes for it. This is just a little spa solution one I got, and it's got really coarse. And I do it every time before I shower, and it's just not a little bit of rubbing. It's getting in there, making your skin red and rosy, allowing that old skin to come off. But also remember, a lot of people don't hydrate really well, so they don't apply lotion. But as we get older, we need to do that more because our skin does not hold that as well as it used to. If the body is overwhelmed with too many toxins, these body parts are going to come imbalanced to the T, and then the normal ability to detoxify can be compromised. And we all know what that feels like, because excess toxins can cause such a wide, vast variety of imbalances and symptoms. But when we detox naturally, holistically, our body is very well assisted and can deal with the detox patterns a little bit easier. So tonight we're going to talk about different ways that we can enhance our bodies by different types of detoxes. So has anybody ever had or been in an infrared sauna? No, it is so awesome. Except when you have lung issues, you kind of lose your breath, and you sit down. To me, I want to have my own, because to me, there's so many people that go through there and the temperatures are high, stuff grows. So to me, it's like, yeah, I wasn't real impressed the first couple of times. But it dilates the blood vessels, and it effectively increases that circulation throughout the body. And we really need more circulation, better circulation as we get older throughout our life, but especially as we get older. So it improves your skin tone, it flushes out toxins, it does help with weight loss, with cardiovascular function. It does help if you're fibro or chronic or anything like that with pain. It does aid in your pain. It does aid in wound healing. Of course, it boosts circulation, but it also fights chronic fatigue. And that's why I went. And when I came out of there, I wasn't as sore as when you come out, but make sure you hydrate really, really well, because it does dehydrate you. But if you're looking to detox your body, you want to give it your organs a chance to actually reset. The recommendations, I put that on here, are 48 hours between a session. But if you're using infrared for pain relief, 3 to 4 times a week is recommended. But I want you to really muscle test or do the sway test to know if that is for you or not. And again, I cannot stress enough with hydrating well. The 10 clients I've had in the last few days, every single one of them was dehydrated and not absorbing their fluids, all because of EMF toxicity. And there was some other things, but we have to remember that, again, as we age, our body doesn't hydrate as well as it used to, and it doesn't keep it in. The next thing, has anybody ever done a whole food cleanse? Have you even heard of a whole food cleanse?
Would be raw food, right?
All raw food.
Yeah.
We just did that.
Oh, did you? Good.
We
How did you
did.
feel afterwards?
Hungry.
Stephen. Okay, I'm yeah.
Yeah.
How many days did you do it?
We did 3.
That's good. And how did your body feel?
It was okay. I think I felt tired a lot of the time. That was the biggest, just super sluggish and not really wanting to do much of anything. So
was that the first time you've done that?
For raw food, no. Years ago we used to be vegetarian, and I 1 day a week would eat nothing but raw food, just to kind of
give your body a
change
break.
things a little bit, give it a break. But yeah, it's been a long time since we've done just sole raw food.
It is an awesome way to help your body. Eating large amounts of fresh raw fruits and vegetables and other foods will give you a boost of enzymes, and that's what we're looking for. This is the guidelines for the 7-day raw food challenge. But if you've never done one of these before, don't go longer than 3 days. Some people can only handle it 1 day because of what Tracy was talking about. There's no wheat, there's no dairy, eggs, processed foods.
Your body goes into shock.
Yes, it literally does. It's like, oh, what are you doing to me?
Yeah,
it does.
Health crisis.
Yes. And then you go into a healing crisis on top of that, and then you're really in a pickle.
Yeah.
You want to drink 8 to 10 glasses of water, and you can also drink warm lemon water. Remember that sluggish feeling that you had? It's because your liver was over toxic. So when you drink warm lemon water, it'll flush that. But you don't want to drink warm lemon water every day. You only want to do it every other day. It does take the enamel off your teeth, unfortunately. And remember, always, always, always be so super gentle with yourself. People really expect a lot of their bodies, and if they're compromised in any way, your body's not going to perform for you. Oh, don't do this, please. There we go. Woo. Okay. So a 7-day detox can help you make healthy changes to practice and embed new habits So they become a normal way of doing things. I don't know if it's normal, but the detox involves a high level of clean eating with juice and organic raw fruit. Now, a raw vegan diet devoid of supplements can be low in 12, B12, iodine, calcium, vitamin D, and it can provide too little protein from your body, which are too few calories, which can then add another problem altogether and more health issues. And it can also add to tooth decay and fertility issues in both men and women. Research has shown that short-term dietary changes do after a person's gut flora, it changes everything. And that's what we want to make happy, that microbiome. In 2013 study, researchers found that the bacteria responded rapidly to that sudden change in that plant diet. And we need that. 3 days is great for the gut to reset. If you go a little longer, please be careful. Muscle test. Again, muscle test what food you're eating, because some your body's not going to like and want at all. To fully cleanse the gut and to kill off dormant bacteria, it can take up to 6 months. And there's no way you want to be on something like this that long. But what you can do is little fasting in between. Something else you can also do, and we know I give lots of information, so here we go again. This is high protease potency protease. Now, I'm 63, so with all my health issues, my gut does not break down food. I have to take these enzymes every time I eat. I take 2 every time I eat. Otherwise, my gut is a mess. And sometimes we have to aid our body with protease to help it, because we stop also making enzymes for our body. But before you start anything like this, contact your healthcare professional if your body is not 100%. Maybe if it is too, but always check, because Lord have mercy if something were to happen to you. Or we can do a session and we can find out if your body is ready for that or not. How many of you have done intermittent fasting? Me? Anybody else? Dave, Jeff, I know you have. Judy, you have? Okay. Intermittent fasting is shown to enhance the parasympathetic activity, or the rest and digest response. Again, it results in the release of those beautiful hormones that we need for our body. And it increases. Yes. And then it also increases the digestive organs. And that's what we really want to sustain us. And it also promotion of bowel movement. Again, if your bowels are not moving within 20 to 30 minutes after you eat a meal, we need to check on that. Some people only have a couple bowel movements a month, or a week, a month, Lord have mercy. We would be in big trouble. That's not good. So secondly, fasting again, and all of this that we're going to talk about tonight redistributes and improves that gut microbiome. And that's what it's all about. But also, tissues and organs can be repaired more rapidly during the fasting than while eating nourishing food, because the body undergoes such a complete internal renovation and new structures are built, because it's not getting in there and having to work so many hours to digest all that food. And so the nutrients are redistributed when we do a fast, which is really good for us. Again, I did studies. Study concluded that for more than 24 hours may lower inflammation. If you have a health crisis, a health imbalance, you may not realize that your body is inflamed, and then that can cause even more problems. And the oxidative stress on our cells is really heavy, and we need to pull that off. When you have a session done, remember your body kind of aches. That's the lactic acid coming out of those cells and out of those organs and coming up to the edge for you to get them off of you. In 2014, the study found that both intermittent fasting and alternative day fasting were as effective as limiting calorie intake at reducing insulin resistance. A 48-hour fast can serve as a reset for the total body. If you're not used to, if you have any health complications, don't do it any longer than that. It takes a break again from digestion to focus on the other tasks. So many times our body is so overwhelmed, it moves from this frontal lobe and goes back to this primitive brain and doesn't allow your body but to do simple little things. So we need to make sure that frontal lobe is always working. Fasting also may help reduce obesity, hypertension, asthma, and RA. RA is very painful, as we know, and there are toxins locked in those joints. And when you fast or do intermittent or any of this, it will take those toxins out. So the primary difference, we're going to talk about a juice fast, and I messed this up when I wrote it and I didn't catch it till earlier today. When you do this kind of fasting, it's with water. When you do juice fasting, you get calories in because water contains no calories, as we all know. But one thing you need to watch with a juice fast is all the doggone sugars in there. We don't want your sugars going up, and we'll talk about that. The downside is that the low calorie content of most juices can elicit extreme fatigue, headaches, cravings, and dizziness. And if it does that, you need to stop. I don't want you to be injured in any way. It may lead to muscle and bone loss because it pulls. Because juice contains such limited amounts of protein, that can happen. So again, before you start this or work with me, and we'll check to make sure you're okay to do this. This is what I love to do, is juice fasting. After being on a raw food diet, I'm sure you didn't think about doing a juice fast afterwards. It had been a little bit too much. But some people do this. They go on the raw food and then they turn around. They do the raw food for 3 or 4 days, and then they do this for 3 or 4 days. To me, that's just way too much for your body. So I like to do juice fast at least twice a year. But here lately, I've been doing them a little more frequently. But it can actually be done every 3 months and keep you contained for a healthy person. And I use that loosely. It's one of the safest and quickest ways of helping your body eliminate all kinds of toxic materials during this juice fast. The process of elimination of those dead and dying cells are sped up, and the amino acids from the old disease cells are set free and used in acceleration process to build up new and healthy cells. And that's what it's all about, getting those new healthy red blood cells back into your body. Now, Dr. Odo Buccaneer calls juice fast burning off the rubbish. He was really funny listening to him. After the first 3 days on a juice fast, the body burns and decomposes the most inferior and impure materials. He was talking about when he did his first fast and he thought he was going to die. So when he got over it, he goes, I'm writing about this. He is a doctor. So it was pretty cool what he wrote. It was pretty funny. The elimination organs that function at the high capacity to expel accumulated waste and toxins. This is because the energy usually being used to digest those 3 meals a day or 6 little meals, whatever you do, it is sometimes that energy is used to digest, but now it's changed into eliminating, which you need. So by drinking juices, the food has already been changed, because remember, digestion starts in your mouth, and we can start our digestion process by taking our hands and just moving it here, because this is mastication, and you want to run it down your arms. You want to do it on the other side. down the arm, and then you want to do it under your breast tissue and down your leg, and then go opposite down your leg, and then go down. Let me stand up into this area at your belt and take it down and go down. Push it all the way into the ground. If you don't want to reach down, you don't want to bend over, use your imagination. That's what God gave it to us for. And just imagine it going off into the ground. It's gone. Your body's already ready to digest. I also, before I eat, I do my tapping here because this is grounding, right? This is your K27, the 27th point on your kidney. That gives us extra energy and fight. You want to thump that thymus because you want those T cells out there. And then underneath where that spleen point is metabolization. And we need that to be active to be able to digest. I always suggest not to go on long fasts, 3 to 7 days. 3 is the max I've been on. There's no way I've done a 7 days. I think Jeff has done a longer one. Fasting has been used in moderation to help body cleanse. We all know that. And as a replacement food for diet for food, because some people have trouble eating. But
I did the lemonade diet years ago a few times. It was miserable.
It was
absolutely horrible.
And you just went on a fast here recently too, didn't you, Jeff? Or that
well,
was...
I do intermittent fasting. In fact, when you started working with me about 3 years ago, I did it 2 days a week. I just started again. I do Mondays and Fridays. I was doing like Saturdays and Wednesdays, I think, but that kind of screws up the weekend.
Yes.
So I do it Mondays. I eat something on Sunday night, and after that, I don't eat again until Monday night. But I drink a lot of water, and then I mean, I lost like 60 pounds doing that with you 3 years ago. So
it is very helpful to people. You just need to be really, really careful with what you're doing. Because Jeff, didn't you just hurt yourself just here recently?
Yeah, back in November, I had I don't know if it was a hernia or a herniation, but I had my colon was all jammed up, and I was in bad shape for a while. And I didn't eat for like 5 days. Couldn't go to the bathroom, so I didn't eat. And then I started slowly. You had me on liquid diet, and I was drinking Ensure for a few days, and slowly working food back in. And I couldn't even drink juices because the sugar was actually messing my stomach up. So,
and people need to be aware about the sugars in juice, especially for children. They just, I still at my age, I drink half and half, and I will always suggest people drinking it half and half and not straight because of the sugar content. You can get 13 and lower on different types of juices, 13%, but that's still a little bit too high. If you've ever been a diabetic or are a diabetic, you don't want your sugars up. You feel like you want to keep them where they're level, and drinking juice can make them really easily, unfortunately. So one of the major reasons that the colon was meant to handle bulk, when you go on a juice fast, remember, you're not gonna have bowel movements because that bulk is not there. So when you go on these, you're not gonna have one. And it can, because that's a muscle, it can atrophy and not work properly again. And that's where you come into running your energies and massaging and adding little tidbits into your diet. It's so important what we do. So I wrote down, there was so much information out there. So I tried to just divest it. This is the 7 reasons why to fast. Chronic illness. It helps to restore health. It is a slow process, but it does increase general cleansing of the digestive system, lymphatic and glandular, and we really should do that a few times a year. Toning up every single cell and gland and rejuvenating or revitalizing the body, giving it a kickstart to eliminate that hardened material in the joints and in the muscles. Arthritis, gout is stuck right in that joint. To lose weight. For those who need to gain weight, it helps to normalize your metabolism of a thin person and revitalize and clean their digestive system so they can actually assimilate food. Some people that need to gain weight are not absorbing any food and they're malnourished. So this is very important for them. And of course, we want to clean those blood vessels of all plaque and all that good stuff. So our LDL and our cholesterols are not way up there in the shine. So we have to take medicine. We don't want any medicine in our body, but if we have to, we do. Always check with your healthcare professional. I won't ever stop telling you that. What to expect in a juice fast, because people sometimes think, oh my God, I didn't think this was going to happen. So many things happen during a fast. It is important to take, and I know people don't like to hear about enemas, but it's part of detoxification. And people don't want to hear this, but if you are going to do good for your fast, do a cleansing enema first. And we're going to talk about that. Because that bulk is not there and it's not going to come out for you. And you're going to be suffering, you're going to be in pain, and that's not any fun. It's also important to exercise, but not over exercise. You don't want to be out there lifting weights because you're going to be weak already. Well, not everybody's weak, but I can't do it. I have to do yoga or qigong to be able to work through this and then get plenty of rest. You're thinking, my sleep is a mess. How am I going to do that? Well, it will help actually. And if you don't have a juicer, if you're going to start juicing, you need to get a juicer. I use a NutriBullet. It works really slick. If anybody's ever got one, they work wonderful. And with a juice fast, you can drink as much juice as you want, but please, please, please drink your fruit juices 20 to 30 minutes before your vegetable juices. Always. You know how people, especially around holidays, eat this huge meal, right? And then, all these desserts, yay! So they're going to have that apple pie on top of that. What's going to happen? That apple pie is going to digest and you're going to have a still in your stomach because it can't digest it. Does that sound right? How many people have done that? I now choose to eat my desserts first. I decided in dessert, great. I love desserts. Let me tell you, Dave will tell you, hey, Sin wants her dessert before she has her food. So don't ever do that. Now, if you're going to mix fruit with your vegetable juices, put apple or pineapple in your green drink. That will help it not bite so hard, because sometimes some of those vegetables do not taste good. You take one drink and it all comes right back out. This is what I utilize for a green drink. This is called Nature's Harvest, and it's got a little scoop in it. It's got 13 grams of protein. It's 100% vegan, dairy-free, gluten-free, keto-friendly, and 6 grams of net carbs. But the vitamins and minerals that you get are amazing. I mix this one in with, I have a protein powder that I utilize also in the morning. And then I put Revitalize, which is energy for my heart. And then trace minerals, because then we just stir it up, shoot it down. And it's over with and you're done, and you don't have to have that taste. Don't want to say what it tastes, but y'all know if you've had that before, it doesn't taste too peachy. So these are my favorite juices that I add when I do this. Has anybody ever had raw apple juice? It's not bad, is it? And if you mix it with this stuff, it makes it so much better. Green drinks, fresh or frozen drinks. Carrot juice. If anybody's ever had carrot juice, I don't know about you, but I do not like the taste. It tastes terrible. Whew. Herbal teas. You can add a little bit of honey with them and they're good to go. Homemade vegetable broth. So many people want to go buy vegetable broth, and you can do that. That's up to you. Everybody's got their own thing going, but let's remember how much sodium is in that. If you make your own, it is so much more healthier for your body. Liquid chlorophyll, nature's green drink. You put it in your water. It tastes like mint, and it's a natural detox for your body. And it's not bad, not peachy, but it's not bad. My husband will not drink it. Distilled or pure water. No citrus except for lemon in your water. And again, hypoglycemics, please, please, please dilute your fruit juices 50 to 50. Okay. Breaking that fast is just as important as the fast itself. You have the ability to overeat and bombard your body, but actually consider it to be part of your fast. And you continue to make your juices, but you're going to reduce the number. And this is just some of the diet that I came up with. Breakfast, a half apple. You don't want to overload your body, and it's got that pectin in there. Lunch, homemade vegetable soup. Supper, you want to go back to your shake. Breakfast, half apple, mild fruit or stewed fruit. Lunch, homemade vegetable soup. Dinner, etc., etc., etc. And you just change it. You want to change your food every 4 days. You don't want to keep eating the same food. So do we have any questions here? We all good to go? Awesome, awesome. Okay, has anybody ever been to a health recovery system or a clinic? They are overwhelming. There are optimal health recovery facilities all around the world, everywhere. And they're becoming even more so, but they're really expensive, and most insurances will not take care of it. Research would need to be done. If you yourself in your area want to do this, you and I will work together, and I will call and we'll talk to people. Optimal health is a dynamic balance of our physical, emotional, spiritual, social is so important, and our intellectual health. Lifestyle changes can be facilitated through just combinations of learning experience that enhance our awareness to increase our knowledge. And that's what it's all about, is to increase our knowledge to make us better. Every individual, no matter who you are, where you're from, etc., has your own unique healthy state, and nobody's is going to be the same. So with different paths that all lead us there, not everybody's going to get to the same place or have the breakthroughs that you may have. Remember how unique and beautiful your body is. There is one universal aspect to this. Optimal health is about adopting behaviors and habits that are sustainable through life. And we can pass this on to our children, our grandchildren, and the next generation, and the next. That way, as we go along with our families and our tribes, they are more healthier from each step that we teach them, because we're learning the knowledge that they need to know. Optimal health is a complete physical, mental, and social well-being. So many people stay in, don't get out and get social. I'm one of those sometimes. But we need to promote really healthy behaviors by focusing on a holistic approach to achieving your best health outcome, because that's what it's all about. We weren't put here to be sick all the time. We weren't put here to go through what we've been through. So let's make a breakthrough, make our life as tremendous as we can for each and every day. So have you ever stopped to ask your body, are you living at optimal level? How many of you have ever actually stopped and thought about that? Yeah, Dave, because I put you on the spot all the time. Sorry. So ask yourself, just in your own, you'll know your gut reaction, right? Do you eat a nutritious diet full of whole foods daily? Okay. Do you know when to indulge and when not to indulge? Okay. Your bowel movements are regular. You move your body on a regular basis, at least 3 to 4 times a week. You don't have to do it 7 days like we do, just 3 to 4 times a week. You sleep between 6 and 8 hours soundly every night. Awesome, awesome. And you don't get sick constantly. Okay, awesome. I could go much deeper here, but I don't want to overwhelm everybody because I have a really bad habit of just spitting everything out and just completely overwhelming you. So I won't tonight. If you want to go deeper into whether your health is optimal or not, I do offer an assessment session. It's a 3 or 4 hour session that I would do by proxy and send you the notes. And it literally takes 3 to 4 hours. And I go through everything and things you wouldn't even think of for your body. And I will give you percentages, and that will tell us where we need to work first to get you back on your journey to complete homeostasis and wellness for your body. It is so important. And then once we do an assessment, I run the AO scan to make sure we're spot on, which it normally is. Okay. Have any of you ever had a colonic? They are not fun. This person, I know this looks funky, but this person is laying on their side. Can you see their hip bone like this right here? But look at all this. This is an impacted colon. They're not moving anything. So this has to be done in the hospital or a clinic setting. It's not fun. I had it done when my son came emergency and we almost died. Whew, I grabbed that nurse's hand so fast, she probably didn't know what even happened, but not doing that. So a colonic hydrotherapy, it's an alternative healing procedure. And you can tell I am not real pleased about it, but I was not going to leave it out. It involves flushing the colon with water. But the proponents, they believe they can treat certain physical ailments like IBS, Crohn's, et cetera, et cetera. Colonic hydrotherapy comes with many risks. You can perforate the colon and it can strip your body and it can be fatal of electrolytes. You cannot go without electrolytes in your body. Colon hydrotherapy, known as a colonist irrigation, gently fills, so some people aren't real gentle about it, with warm, sterile, filtered water through a small little rectile tube, and then it flushes everything out and it carries any material away, waste matter, trapped gases, toxins, et cetera, et cetera. You can find once you have one done, you're not going to have a bowel movement for about 3 days, and that's quite normal. But most of the solid waste will resume once normal meals are resumed, and that's all we're going to talk about that. Enemas. I'm sure everybody has had enemas. I'm sure. If not, that's okay too. Enemas have to be careful too, and you can do these at home. And the fluids do cleanse or stimulate by emptying your bowel, but please, please, please be careful. This procedure has been used for years upon years for constipation and similar issues. Constipation is a very severe condition that slows down the movement of your stool. But when you're constipated, all those toxins go back up into your body and reabsorbs, causing you even more massive problems. So this is how you do it. You want to stay well hydrated. It will strip you. You want to drink 1 to 2 glasses before administering. When you do this, you just don't fill this bag once, you fill it 3 times. Sterile water, everything has to be sterile. If it's not sterile, you can get infection, and you do not want an infection in your colon in any way, shape, or form. Prepare your space, make sure you've got towels laid out, because you're going to go down on the floor. I want you to find a comfortable spot where you can either lie down on your side or do child's pose. That's on your hands and knees, and your head is down and your rear is up. You want to wash your hands really good. Bacteria. Lie down. You want to use a lubricant, and you want to insert it, and you want to go very slow. It's got a little tip right here. This will close it on and off. Let a little bit come in, take a breath, let a little bit until you get the whole bag. And then once the bag is through, you're going to have that urge, but you want to hold it as long as you can. And you can also start massaging on the left side of your colon, on the descending, come across to the transverse and go to the ascending. You can feel the water rush all the way through once you start massaging, and it will come right back out. Make sure you're right there by the toilet and use the toilet. It's that simple. But please, 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 sterile. After you utilize it, sterilize that puppy with hot water, soak it in alcohol, soak it in tea tree, soak it in thieves, whatever you have to do to get that puppy sterile. Enema should be used as a last resort for severe constipation. Having been used, enemas for thousands of years, one of the oldest methods. And I know I've said that before, but I got to keep repeating. Some people just, it's the way it is. So we got to get it moving. While enemas can be a useful tool in medicine, giving yourself an enema at home can also be complications. So make sure that you're administering it correctly. And if you're going to use, because some people, their peristaltic action will not work, and they use enemas every day. That's how they utilize the restroom, but it strips your electrolytes, and people don't realize that. And then they get sick. They end up at the hospital and their body's depleted. Again, you're going to hear me say it 1,000 times, consult your physician. Just don't go. So I told you about my liquid chlorophyll, but I wanted to give you some supplements. It has been around. It's one of Nature's Sunshine's best sellers. It's been around for over 30 years, and it supports the intestinal function and gut detox. It does taste like mint. It does separate in your water, so you've got to keep stirring, but it helps improve your energy and your well-being. And as I said, I utilize it in my water daily. My husband will not taste it. You can actually use a dropper and put it under your tongue if you can't handle it in a glass of water. Now, the Tahi cleanse, I love the Tahi cleanse. And I'm sorry, my pictures really stunk coming out this time. Now, my husband and I do a Tahi cleanse twice a year. It's so easy. You just slow down on your eating. You don't eat as heavy meals, more vegetarian. It's in pre-packages, so you don't even have to count them out or worry about what you're taking. But it helps you achieve that balance and that harmony that your body needs, because I like it because it's a Chinese herb. Anytime there's a Chinese herb, they incorporate so many beautiful things to the body. And it also has Western stuff in there too, but I love this one. It supports the intestinal system, the liver cleansing, and the digestion. And it does actually reduce the stress on your colon and on your body, and it improves your energy. Muscle test before you ever utilize. This is the next one that they have, and this is Clean Start. And I've heard a lot of good things about that. I've never used it because it's not Chinese. I just kind of weird. Excuse me. This is one of Nature's Sunshine's most popular products. Also, because it's easy, it's prepackaged, it boosts support for the body's primary detoxification process, supports natural effective cleansing for waste, and it supports energy also, but it also supports a feeling of well-being in your body, from what I've told. Like I said, I have not utilized it. I only use the Tahi. Now, supplements themselves, there are so many, it is insane. But when you're working with supplements, there's so many companies out there. I'm just going to blurt it. I am what I am. A lot of companies are not 100%. So they've got buffers and fillers inside of these capsules. That's not what you want. So what you do is you hold it again to your sternum, to your solar plexus, and ask, is this for my highest good? And if it is, you're going to sway forward. If not, you're going to sway backwards. Always ask your body. The best colon cleansing supplements, Casa Sagrada. Has anybody ever heard of Casa Sagrada? It works. Holy cow, does it work. And it'll give you diarrhea within a couple days. And sometimes it's hard to shut off. If you have diarrhea, you want to use activated charcoal and senna leaf. The only thing I don't like about senna leaf is that it causes cramping, heavy cramping. Not for everybody, for some. Now, when you use others, you want to include things like psyllium hulls. Bulk, you need that bulk. Aloe vera, it soothes the intestinal tract. Aloe vera, when you drink it, even if you drink it cold, it doesn't taste good, but Lord have mercy, does it surely help. That's something we drink here daily. Flax seeds, there's actually flaxseed oil that you can utilize. It doesn't taste good either, but it works. That's why you just put it in your shakes and you spin it all up and you don't have to worry about it. These ingredients help stimulate the bowel movement and remove waste materials from the colon. Now, when we utilize, again, I already said my spiel, using kinesiology and intuition, you will learn how to work with those energies of your body. This will grace you with the knowledge to understand how everything in your body truly works and communicates with each other. Every organ communicates, every meridian, our chakras, everything communicates in your body. Per se, I'm just going to throw this out there. Let's say you have a pain somewhere, right? So if you went in, like my lungs have been bothering me the last few days with all this rain. So if I go in and touch the large portion of my lung right here, because I'm having trouble breathing at the bottom, my bottoms stick together, they don't open. When I touch this and I ask, is there an imbalance that lies within this organ or gland? It'll test, see, it's already telling me yes. What's in there now? Cortisol. So we can touch, when we have pain somewhere in our body, we can touch it and test. If you don't test this way, have somebody proxy test you and just touch that. You touch this, they test your arm. You can find out what's going on right in that spot, right then and there. It is so cool to be able to release that negative energy and feel it tingle. And you could take a deep breath. We can do that anywhere in our body. My husband came home, his knee was bothering him. Touched on his knee, boom. His patella was off. And it's just because of EMF, because it's out at the computer too long. See how easily things can just come and we can easily release them. So within these, we can do this. And I'm honored to teach you how to run your energies, where you can be more appreciative of your body and you're not down as often, if you're down at all. So what is the best way to detox your colon? Up to you, really. But the healthiest way is to flush your colon, is to increase those fluids. people don't like me to talk to them about fluids because I'm always going to tell you, you got to hydrate. You got to move that colon. You need probiotics. If your body has candida, we got to get rid of it. You don't want it to stay there. It causes a massive amount of problems in your body. Fiber. I know when you increase fiber, you also have to increase what you drink, because if you don't, you're going to be constipated. So including foods like yogurt, but a lot of people think it's cool to eat yogurt in the morning. Actually, it causes your gut to be inflamed if you eat it in the morning. You want to eat it at night before you go to bed. Yogurt does, if it has the added probiotics, does help improve your gut microbiome. But if you eat it during the day, it's not going to work. But if you take probiotics with your meals, it'll help you digest. Pre-enzymes will help you digest. Just for you can have and be regular. So you can have physical exercise, again, 3 to 4 bowel movements. And everywhere I read 3 to 4 a week. And I thought, Lord have mercy, that's just not enough. Those toxins are just going to flow. You're going to have constant headaches, your eyes. It's just a mess. I don't believe, this is not what I was taught in medical school or anywhere else, but everybody's individual and we are what we are. So has anybody ever done apple cider vinegar? You put a tablespoon in with your shake in the morning, and you don't have to taste it by putting it straight in your mouth, because that's got a bite. But you can mix it with this combination: apple cider vinegar, cayenne pepper, lemon, and water. It'll clear your system. Doesn't taste good, burns your mouth, burns all the way down, but it works. And remember, apple cider vinegar has that pectin, that fiber that promotes bowel movements. And you never used to hear this, but if you think about it, our grandparents used to do apple cider vinegar every day. I know my grandfather did. And it's been around for a long time. So why not use what we've been taught for generations instead of coming up with all this new ways that can actually do us harm? Because you have to remember, and here I go again, we get toxins from everywhere. What we breathe in, what's around us, what's in our homes, the energy around. The EMF coming off your computer right now, staring at you in the face, that's running right at you. So I tell you, drink. When you get off of here, go remove all EMF toxicity out of my body. How many times a day do you do that? Do you remove EMF toxicity? Do you think about it? Have you ever thought, and here I go again, have you ever checked how much you're absorbing from the outside world? So let me just check. Can I check for everybody? We'll just do it as a whole. Is that cool? Okay. Ooh, we got some beautiful energy. I love it. My cheeks are tingling. Yay. Woo. We are at 8,000%. That's huge. You want it to be 0. Broadcast message ripped across our foreheads, written across our chest. We're sending it out. Make me suffer. Everybody take a breath. There's something underneath that. Okay, magnetic field. Has everybody ever heard about the magnetic field? We all know that the magnetic fields are out there, right? So when we work with the body's magnetic field, it can be deficient or it can be distorted. And it's often caused by the lack of connection with Mother Earth. Because remember, Mother Earth is magnetic too. This is not. Circuits and systems. It's going straight to our stomach. We're not producing triphospeptides, emotional resonances, anxiety, despair, disgust, nervousness, worry, failure, hopelessness, lack of control, and low self-esteem. Everybody take a breath. We're going to put them back in. Okay, you can tap it here. You can tap it here. Tenacious, thoughtful, tranquil, undisturbed, unique, willing, worthwhile, wonderful, blessed, and we're going to fill you with unconditional love and gratitude. Take a breath. Release. We're down to 3. Spare anchor. Something is wrong with me. Everybody take a breath. There's something underneath that too. It's an offensive energy. It's a demon. 12th level. Everybody take a breath, please. Holy cow, there's 600 present. Ooh, doggies. I am calling on God, Father, Jesus, Mother Mary, all the angels and all the saints to be present with us at this time. I am demanding and commanding that all demons be moved. You are not of this world. You are not welcome here. You are not wanted here. Go to God on bended knee. He will ascend you. Yes, now, yes. Jesus cut all cords of this life, past life, parallel lives, and any future lives, and give them to God. They do not want to go. Okay, everybody, if you would, please. I just need to take a breath. If anybody has any selenite, I am going to send you all some Reiki. Okay. It doesn't want to go. He doesn't. There's one of them that just doesn't want to go. You may get a little warm. I want you just to breathe normally. No shade. I'm going to lift you up. I'm going to surround all of you with Saint Uriel. We are going to transform, transmute. And everybody, on the count of 3, I want you to pop yourself in the chest, not hard, just for they know. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. They're gone. Okay. Everybody, do you have sage at home? Please sage yourselves in your home tonight, please. Okay, we're down to 50. It's another energy. A no will. No will to receive abundance. And that actually has a brain wall. $100 gazillion brain walls of no will to receive abundance. We're going to remove that 365/7 permanently. And we are going to put in I receive abundance every single minute of every single day. Is it trapped emotion in there? Of terror? Everybody take a breath again. This terror is extreme fright, and it's actually courted to resentment. Resentment of a man, dark hair, 67 years old. And he's not going to tell me anymore. Can I just release this peacefully with harmony and love? And we put unconditional love and calming. Everybody take a deep breath. Still something there. Adrenaline, cortisol, and noradrenaline. Where would we ever get away from not having this in our bodies, right? Because it's there all the time. Okay. Take a breath. There we go. We're at 0. Does that feel any difference? Can you tell anything? Probably not yet. It'll take a couple days to fully process. Okay. Hydration. Like I said, I'm going to talk to you about hydration as often as I can. The best fluid for hydration, of course, is water. Are you surprised? Because a lot of people don't like water. Milk, because it's much thicker than water, and you might think that milk would dehydrate you, but it's not the case. Fruit infused water. Be careful of your sugars. Fruit juice, sugars, watermelon. It is wonderful for your kidneys. You can actually take the seeds and boil them and make a tea. And it works for your kidneys. Sports drinks, again, watch the sugar. Tea and coconut water. When you drink coconut water, if you drink too much coconut water, it will cause you to have loose stools. I'm sure everybody knew that already, right? Okay. So kinesiology, muscle response testing. Would you benefit from doing any of these procedures? So you can ask your body, would I benefit from any of these? If you don't want to use your fingers, I have so many pendulums. You can use your pendulum and ask. Oh, and mine's already telling me yes, because it knows I need a juice fast. Your body knows. You can do so many things to test and see. But this is just a very bold. You can do a sway test. And if you go forward, yes, backwards, no. You can muscle test like this. You can muscle test like this. You can muscle test like this. There are numerous ways to muscle test. If you were here in my office, I would be testing your arm. So does anybody want me to test them to see if they need this? If you do, go ahead and unmute and just tell me, Dave, you want to know? A juice fast. Not a colonic, not a food cleanse. A juice fast, 4 days. Not quite yet. In a month, 4 weeks. Judy, you want me to test if you need one?
Yes, please.
Says it's not healthy for you right now. Excuse me. 6 to 8 weeks, but a very light, no more than 3-day juice fast. Jeff, you want me to test for you? Yes, they actually say for you, Jeff, the whole food, but only for 2 days. Okay, Tracy and Stephen, you want me to test for you?
Yeah, what are we
To see if you would benefit from
Both of you would benefit from just a 2-day juice fast. Is that good? Okay. Now, one thing, I know you've all heard me talk about the AO scanner. The AO scanner itself has several different forms of detox on it. You have to be careful with it. I just put this out here because just to make aware, when this has been tested, if you go out on Reddit, I think it's Reddit, they have some backlash about this from 2007. This is a new machine. This is by Solix. It's not the same machines, but it kind of does the same things. But it's 85% accurate when it's measured to the standards of the medical tests. And it's a very reliable tool for helping us with our health path with biofeedback frequencies. It is not a medical device. It is not a diagnostic device. It is a biofeedback device that where your voice, your energy from uniquely your body can give you your own set of frequencies, and it has several levels to it that we can go into. The inner voice generates balancing audios from just your voice spectrum, okay? And it gives supportive frequencies that we lack. The vital scan completes over 550 blueprint frequencies. It's a 3-minute performance, and it does your blood, your chakras, your gastro, your nutritional, your physical, and your toxicities. The comprehensive, it's just, it amazes me when I do it. You only want to do it a couple to 3 times a week. If even that, you need to muscle test. You can do the inner voice daily. You can do the vital scan daily. When you do the comprehensive, it goes much deeper, and it will actually show you the diagrams in the body of the actual components, and it will show you, and you can touch on it. It will blow it up, and it will show you even deeper. It will explain to you. And then if it's 1, 2, 3, if the numbers go from 1 to 9, 1, 2, 3 means that it is acute, it's underactive. 4, 5, 6 means it's normal. 7, 8, 9 means there's a chronic issue, and we need to discuss and take care of this and reassess and do some different things for your body. There's so much valuable information here, but again, it's education. It's not to diagnose or anything like that. We can see a lot of things. We can find a lot of things. There's so many beautiful things you can do on it. There's homeopathics. There's just, we would just have to go over it. There's a lot to it. It's an amazing little machine. They actually stopped making it, and they're only selling the iPads. They want you to actually, and I don't have my phone out here, they want you to actually download it onto your phone. So it's not $500 unless you're going to be a QLA, and the $500, you have to pay just to be a QLA, and then it's $149 a month for you to keep getting updates. It is a lot, but they do update it often. But we run ours daily, and at this point in my life, I don't think I would do without it. If I had to do it over again, I don't know if I would. And I'm not trying to say that bad wife. I would probably just have downloaded it on my phone and become a PC instead of a QLA. There's a lot more involved, and I don't like playing all those little games that little kids like to play. Anybody younger than me is a little kid as far as I'm concerned. But if you're 30 years old and you're trying to push this because you want to make big bucks, it's not about big bucks. People need to stop and think. It's about your unique self and your health. It's not about bucks. We've got to remember where we are and what we need to do for ourselves. There's so many beautiful things that we can do that most people are not doing. And it's easy. Running your energies is so beautifully easy. One more thing before we go, 2 more. I know you've heard me talk about neurovascular points. Every time I take a photo of this and send it to somebody, it looks like crap. So I'm gonna have to figure out something else. Can you see these neurovascular points? Did I show them right? Can you see them?
Yes.
Not too peachy though, huh?
Little
These are
bit.
the front ones, okay? And if you want to copy this, I'll have my husband figure out a way. These are the front ones. Now, these neurovascular points can help detox our body and get rid of that stuck lymphatic fluid. And this is the rear because they go up the back and they go up. Now, what I do, because you can't reach back, right? I put 2 tennis balls inside of a sock. You lean on the wall and you roll that puppy, or you get out your massager and you run it up. I've done that a few times and made myself pass out. So be careful when you do that, because it's not a lot of fun to hit the floor, let me tell you. Okay, do you got any questions for me? If you do, shoot them at me. Don't hesitate. I hope I explain well enough. God knows I go on long enough. So Dave?
Cynthia, I don't know, your screen may not be showing it, but Amy is on with us. And you might have missed her because she
I
joined.
didn't even know she's on. Sorry, Amy.
So you could ask her about checking her.
Would you like me to check you, Amy?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm driving. So that's why I don't show my video. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're cool. That's all right. A lot of people don't. They don't like their face being on camera. That's cool. Would you like me to check you for anything?
Maybe the what kind of fast would benefit me the most right now, or if
Okay.
at all?
Okay. Which kind of detox would do for you?
Yeah.
A whole food cleanse. And actually a juice too, a juice cleanse. Which one should be first, Lord? The juice cleanse should actually come first. And I would only do it for 2 days. I wouldn't do it any longer than 2 days. And for the whole food, I would not do that longer than 3 days. And I would not do them together for you.
Okay, so the fruit cleanse first for 2 days, and then
Do
whole
the
food cleanse.
the fruit one first for 2 days. And then let your
Okay.
body reset 3 weeks. And then do the food one. And if you have any problems, don't hesitate to contact me. That's what I'm here.
Thank you so much.
My absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. My pleasure. Does anybody have any other questions? Any comments? Anything? God bless you. Mwah. Thank you so very much. I don't know if y'all like this. I made this up myself because I couldn't get them to do it right. I tried to explain it to them. Does this look all right? Does the sign look all right? Thumbs up? Okay. I didn't know whether I did an okay job or not. It's not easy to do your own stuff. Okay. Beautiful. Thank you so very much for coming tonight. We will be back in 2 weeks, and I'll always surprise you and give you more info, probably more info than what you need, and probably overwhelm you a wee bit too, because I seem to do that quite easily. But I want to make sure that you have the information that you need. I don't want to leave anybody going away thinking, my God, she just totally blew my crap away and I have no clue what she said. I do not want that to happen. So if you ever have a question and you don't want to ask here, don't hesitate to send me a text. I'd be more than honored. Beautiful. If you want to just bow your heads. Father, we are so thankful and so grateful for you bringing everybody with us tonight. We are so thankful and grateful that You are able to teach us how to work with our bodies and with our energies and how to make holistic changes within our life that help us last longer, live healthier, and be beautiful like you meant for us to be. I ask that you wrap crowns of thorns around everybody and bless them and bring them to your peace and into your harmony. And God bless you. Thank you. In Father, Son, Holy Spirit. God bless you. Good night. And thank you so very kindly